Thank you very much. Vegas, exciting, right? So I will promise not to be boring. I promise to be entertaining because we're in the entertainment business. What we do is we bring people together for hospitality, for fun, for all sorts of things. Food and beverage, retail, and of course, gaming. And we're the world's largest integrated resort company. We have 55 properties worldwide. We service over 100 million guests, and we have 56 million active and very loyal rewards customers, all serviced through 68,000 employees. Now, we are very much a growing business. So this is Caesars Palace, Dubai. That is the world's largest observation wheel. Why? Because it's in Dubai. That's how that works. Dubai's amazing. It's got the world's tallest building. They have Ferraris on roller coasters, indoor skiing and snowboarding. I took my son and my wife there when we opened this up. And seriously, it's inside a mall. We were like skiing inside the mall. People are like shopping, waving at us while we're coming down the hill. Amazing. And I was there. I'm actually right, you see where that dot is? That's where I was. And what's incredible about it is that it's a global phenomenon, this growth in integrated resorts and hospitality. We're opening up new casinos all across North America, but also in Mexico. And we're opening up in Korea in 2020, as well as our new big, immense, enormous forum and exhibition space and convention in Las Vegas in Q2 of next year. Why do I emphasize that? Because it's the largest contiguous ballroom in the world. We will fly drone races in there while you're having this conference next year. And I noticed that this room is pretty full, which I'm very grateful for because I'm the last speaker. But if this was in Vegas, it'd be like 5 people here at this particular moment in time. So I'm grateful that you're here. But we're more than Caesars Palace. We're Planet Hollywood, we're Paris, we're Link, we're Cromwell, we're all these things. They're amazing brands, and again, we're the largest one out there. However, our business has changed. I would tell you that if your great-great-grandfather, or maybe your great-great-grandfather, showed up at one of our casinos in 1890, he could walk up to one of the felt table games and know how to play the card game. He could walk over to a slot machine, which they had back then, and he could pull the handle and know how to play the slots. However, if you walked into one of our casinos in 2019, your great-great-grandfather would know how to play those same exact games. And so in over 100 years, the fundamental aspect of entertainment in our business has not changed. But our business has. This is a picture of my son Matthew here, and he's with Seven, who is one of the top 10 Twitch streamers. And he's with her. There's her little pocket glider, her little animal she carries around in her pocket, literally, on his arm. And that's because he's a ranked player in a video game. So he plays Rocket League, and you'll see in the middle there's him with 7 actually speaking over his game. So he's running his game. His gamer tag is Drawn Thunder, which is pretty cool, right? I was like, when he chose that, I went, wow, that's cool. How'd you come up with Drawn Thunder? He goes, I don't know, Dad, it seemed cool. And there he is, gaming. So she's calling his match. And he does these voiceovers. His face can't appear on screen because he's under the age of 13. It's not allowed, it's not legal, and we wouldn't do it anyway. But he's got 11,000 followers. And this is what he does. And he's walked through casinos with me because I worked at Las Vegas Sands before this and then worked at Caesars, and he won't pay attention to anything that's going on in there. The ringing, the noises, the felt tables, the slot machines, nothing. Nothing interests him but the video game side. And in fact, he codes his own skins, if you know what that is, I think you do probably. He codes his own skins and he sells them online as well as mods in order to earn his allowance money to buy ways to level up in his games. And that's pretty smart, right? Yeah. I mean, this is where people are. And when you think about it, it reflects back on our business. In 1998, 51% of the revenue we made in Las Vegas was from gambling. 2018, it's 22.8%. Big change. Kind of troublesome. But not so much in the sense that the actual total revenue has expanded. But that means the business has shifted. The business has shifted because people are paying attention to things that are dominated by technology. You know, we, in the opening video, had things about esports. Well, look at esports. Everyone should know these numbers if you don't know about it now in video games. They are the dominant form of entertainment globally. In fact, they surpassed casino gaming and gambling just last year in terms of the #1 entertainment form globally. And League of Legends, which is just one game, and not even the most popular game, had more viewers than the Super Bowl and NCAA Final Four for streaming and online in 2018. And 65%, 2/3 of adults in the United States play games. I'm sure many of you in the audience today play some sort of game, whether it's a battle royale, you know, like Fortnite, or some other favorite game that you've been playing for a number of years. And that's just reflective of where we are. This is stuff we've been talking about for the last 2 days. The fact that you have to invest in technology in order to be relevant. That digital transformation is not optional. You have to be in front of this if you're going to survive and actually become a company that means something. And a company that means something because the behaviors are reflected by the dominant players in the marketplace. Everybody knows the story of Amazon and AWS, of course. But, you know, the story of JetBlue. They've figured out how to grow a business by using technology in a different way for an industry that ostensibly hasn't also changed in 100 years. You still get in a plane, you still fly someplace, you get out. You know, they haven't figured out how to load them on a cart somewhere in the middle of a city. You get in it, goes to the airport, locks into the plane, and it takes off. Maybe that'll come soon. Maybe there'll be a different form of transportation. But JetBlue's changed the customer experience. And ultimately, they've done that with Tibco. So when we think about transformation, we look at these models and say, God, they're so great, they're amazing. Who wouldn't want to be Amazon? Who wouldn't want to be Uber? Who wouldn't want to be JetBlue? We're a company that hasn't changed in 110 years, so we need to be something like that. But we've also noticed something that's missing. Culture. Culture around what our customer believes is their digital sovereignty. What is their ultimate and inherent right in a networked world? And you can look across the top and see the things that are really in the forefront of all of us every day who are in technology, but in our own society. We are looking at fundamental shift and change in belief in what it means to be a human, how we interact, and ultimately what our culture is. And when I think about this, for those of you interested, the bottom left-hand corner is a documentary I did, which we won all sorts of awards for, In my other life, I have a film studio, and I do social good documentaries. It's called Submit the Documentary. It's been viewed 30 million times. We've had 10,000 showings, and National Geographic has licensed it. It's been shown globally. But you're welcome to go to submitthedocumentary.com and listen to the entire story about how culture is affected by digital technology and digital behaviors. It's the story of cyberbullying. It was the first documentary on the topic back in 2011, and really it's been used for the basis of a lot of education in this space. But it was summarized a lot more than I can in the time that I have with you today about culture, technology, and behavior. And so at Caesars, what we did is we thought about our digital transformation in these terms: technology, strategy, and culture. And these are our 3 goals for transformation, supported by 5 pillars. That is a focus on value, improved in customer engagement, lots of data, of course, innovation. We've been talking about innovation all this time, right? And then the digital sovereignty. What is the reliability, scalability, security, and trust that is necessary in order to be successful in the last step or the next phase of digital transformation? Unfortunately, when we began this journey, this was the technology that I got. I started at Caesars in January 2016, and this was our enterprise architecture, not the Delta International Flight Plan, right? So all the points you can go. Average age of systems, 18.1 years, all very fragile, end of life. Our core systems, the most important ones we have, General Ledger, installed in 1976. Most of my staff, not born 1976. Then our hotel system, 26 years old. Our casino management system, 45 years old, running on one AS400. AS400, yeah, all of the groans in the audience for those of you who know what AS400. Thankfully, there are a lot of cyber attackers who don't know what an AS400 is. Yeah. We know it was 45 years old only because that was the last person who'd been that many years in the company. We didn't have documentation for 46 or 47 years old. Written in RPG. Couldn't find anybody to write any more RPG. So we embarked on a massive transformation. We did 7 major cloud and infrastructure transformations in 30 months. These are all the different systems. Back office, front office, largest implementation of Salesforce, largest implementation of Heroku in Salesforce, Oracle Financials, hospitality system with Infor, ADP, Microsoft Dynamics, you name it, we were doing it. And we've done it. We put in an entire new network infrastructure as well. Core to that, central, and what accelerated this was Tibco. We had not had Tibco in place for our legacy and our future state. And the coordination of what Nanda Reddy, Hamid, Swithin, who are with me today in the audience, or wait a second, I can't, where are you guys? All right. That would not have happened without our ability to orchestrate properly, connect our messages, work the flow between all the different systems, and really integrate properly into a technical digital transformation. The outcome of that has been the ability to see our customer in one record, to understand where they are across all transactions within our systems, and allow our team members to integrate directly in a conversation with that customer without fail. The back-end records look something like this, where we're able to score each one of our customers, break down the number of awards they have, how frequent they come to visit us, and how important they are to our reinvestment. For the guest, the customer experience is this. It is the ability to get messaging in real time, to display leaderboards to see how they're doing in terms of how they have fun with us in entertainment and wagering. For us to do mobile sports betting, which is critical because last year in May of 2018, the Supreme Court repealed the laws against sports betting in jurisdictions outside of Nevada and New Jersey. And that meant that we could then open up in many other jurisdictions very quickly, but We didn't want to have to build a big sports book. We didn't want to build those things where you look at the screens and sit in chairs and all that. We wanted to go mobile because the digital is much better investment and higher return than bricks and mortar and big box. So we went mobile first. Then, as we've gone through this technology transformation, we looked at what is our business outcome? What is the strategy? What can we do that's going to be different and fun and exciting? And here's the excitement. We found that there are at least 6 personas who love technology, that love network effects, that actually think about things in digital terms. And those 6 personas relate to fun experience. So last Friday, we launched the Casino of the Future at the Link in Las Vegas. So Dan had promised to take everybody to Las Vegas tonight because we could go see this, which is awesome. That is so generous. Really appreciate it. Everybody excited about that? Yeah! Las Vegas. All right. And we will go to the Link. Very generous, Dan. We'll go to the Link, and this is what you're going to see. You're going to see fan caves. No longer sitting in front of the sports book with the big screens and checking out if the horse race is going to finish or 9 innings of baseball, which is very exciting. And you will see instead multiple screens of lots of different things happening, and you will get an Xbox controller. You'll be able to use your phone to order food, and you'll be able to play video games against other fan caves and across the country with your friends who may still be in Seattle or down in Miami or wherever, and you can have a very great time. But you could also go into an esports lounge powered by Alienware, or go to my favorite, the Rematch Bar. A Rematch Bar is a bar surface that is all screens, 72-point touch, which allows you to play the video games right there in front of you. Now, we've created a couple of video games with a content producer that includes sea creatures. So these sea creatures will actually swim up to you on the screen. There's actually a dolphin that wants to get a selfie. And you will go into a game to prevent sharks from attacking you. So once the game starts, or aliens. And all the scoring is done behind the bartenders, so you can see the leaderboards. And if you win, everybody that you entered into the contest with you, your friends wandering around in the casino, they also win. They get free drinks. And that ribbon there on the far left-hand side, which was created by the artist Rafik, that ribbon will all of a sudden show money raining down into the casino. It'll put your face there, and it will stream across the entire casino, your face, the money, and the fact that you're a winner. And invite you to go to where you see in the bottom screen there, that group of people, actual social games around slots, around poker, around anything else, because sitting at a slot machine by yourself, that's very 1890s. Not 2019. So we've created a way to do this along with, on the far right-hand side in the bottom there, VR, competitive virtual reality immersive experiences. And there's a lot more. I only have enough time just to tell you about a few things, but I absolutely invite you to go to this because it is amazing. And it is part of our practice of living in the future. We think that you have to think about the future 3 to 5 years out every day. And Jeff Bezos stole that quote from me. Not really. Anyway, so we have daily practice of living in the future. And what it means is that at the beginning of May of this year, we announced the first incubator and accelerator in the integrated resort and gaming business with UNLV in partnership. It's a 200,000 square foot facility, 4 stories at the Harry Reid Research Park. And this facility is a digital twin, a living digital twin of a casino, including hospitality, food and beverage, gaming, everything, you name it. We actually practice it in there. We connect it to what is called Switch, a big data center with a lot of capacity and a lot of storage, and frankly, a great cloud environment for us. And we've run dark fiber from Switch all the way down to the Strip, so that anything we produce there can be hosted immediately, virtualized, and sent down to the Strip to any one of our casinos. So it's a real-time environment for the development, practice, and deployment of services. Sounds like a 21st century digital platform. And what that has started to emerge for us in business model is our ability to start doing deals with companies like ESPN or Turner Sports or DraftKings. We're building 2 studios in our deals with ESPN and Turner Studio for live broadcast of all sporting event that they actually cover directly in Las Vegas. In fact, the NFL draft will be held with Caesars next year, and that will be broadcast through our partners. Oh, and one thing I did want to show you, sorry, go back one. There on the far right, our forum. That's actually the picture of what that forum or the new convention space looks like. And as you notice, it can actually move right out onto the promenade there, and we have the ability to seat people outdoors, but this is all driven by technology where we can lift the glass doors of the forum and actually people walk right out into their next event. So culture. What was the last part of our digital transformation we had to consider? Culture is a big thing, right? Because if you don't get culture right, people might revolt against you, might not like what you give them or what you make for them, or including your own team members, by the way. So we thought about culture in this way. Personal data protection. It is part of the global culture. We thought about also protection in a personal way. October 1, 2017, we had a horrific event in Las Vegas. It affected the community in a serious way. Several people that I know in technology, and unfortunately some of our own team members, were very affected, and we lost some people there on that event, on that night. And it just woke everybody up in Las Vegas to the fact that personal protection is now expected. It's a cultural value. It's something we can't ignore any longer. Mass shootings are, unfortunately, part of what we are confronted with every day, and violence, which we have to protect ourselves against, is an obligation to our customers and to our team members. So we have built a cultural platform on trust, security, privacy, using facial recognition, very advanced technologies around cybersecurity, and thinking of security as a platform, thinking of it as an element that allows for our customer to be safe and secure when they're in our environments and when they're in even some of our competitors' environments. And so these are the lessons we learned in our transformation. This is what we saw. We saw that we could run through major transformations and have great outcomes financially. We could also invest lots of time from our own team members into a strategy which would produce a new casino of the future. And then really apply what we call a cognitive architecture, or one which celebrates innovation, celebrates data integrity, creates a culture of education and trust, and allows us to start thinking about living in the future. When we have AI and other non-human assistants, what are the rights around people's data and their privacy, their trust, and their security? And so that's it. That is the gaming, entertainment, integrated resorts industry and our thoughts on digital transformation, the next big step, cultural transformation. Thank you.